Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Disney Lorcana video. And of course, we have to look at Attack of the Vine pre-sales. And let's just see how crazy this set is going right now. So we are on pre-release weekend, right? And on TCG Player, they do have pre-release sales up. And we're going to look at just what people are asking for these cards during pre-release, if there's any sales, if people are actually buying at these crazy prices, and if I think you should be buying at pre-sale prices, right? So the first thing I'm going to say right away before we even start looking at the cards is that the way TCG Player works is during the pre-sale window, there are only certain sellers that get access to selling pre-sales. A majority of the sellers on TCG Player do not have access to this. So during pre-sale pricing, there is less competition and less motivation for these sellers to be undercutting each other. So the one thing I would just say is, in general, I never pre-sale off of TCG Player. I never pre-buy off of it. You're usually going to be overpaying if you do that. Once in a blue moon, you might be able to find a deal, but that's going to be on a card that's incredibly overlooked that people don't realize. So if you think there's kind of like a really low price gem in here that you think is going to be worth more, you could go for it. But my general advice with trading card games, I have a lot of experience between Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon, Lorcana. The general trend with most games is pre-sale prices you usually overpay because you're getting all the people that are like fear of missing out, like gotta have it. People are overcharging because there isn't a set market yet, right? What I usually recommend doing is not only waiting until the set releases, but to give it like a week, like a solid week. Because what's going to happen is the set is going to release. A lot of vendors will be at like card shows that first weekend, like selling things, and then they come back that following Monday and they start to list all of their things that they've opened and things like that. So I usually give it like wait a solid week and then wait for that following like Monday, Tuesday. That way there's been a week of like all of the people that like gotta have it right now, they'll overpay a little bit, they'll get their copies. And then what will happen is there'll be less and less people buying them throughout the week. And then kind of that week and a half to 2 week window is where the gotta have it people already have it. More people are listing because they're opening product, and you should be able to get it at a more affordable price. So we are just going to say that like straight up off the get-go, my general recommendation. But let's look at what prices are, and then we can comment on like if I think they're accurate or not, right? So we do have a Peter Pan and Tinkerbell Enchanted up here. Lowest listed at $700. Market price $499, which means somebody bit and actually bought one at $500. I'm going to talk about Enchanteds kind of separately because I got a whole separate tab for that. But let's just kind of look at everything right now. Boxes are around 200. Once again, I would aim to like go to your LGS, your local game store, try to get them at retail. I think a lot of LGSs will still sell at retail. I know a lot of them, like the ones around me, as long as you've been like an active player and you've been buying product from them, they'll sell to you at MSRP still. So I would try to get it at MSRP before you overpay. Troves, 112, that's way overpaying. Do not go, like, I would rather pay $190 for a box because you're getting a full box. A trove at 112, market price 130. You're almost getting to the price of a box, and you only get like what, 8 packs in a trove. So you're way overpaying on your packs if you're buying troves. So definitely don't buy troves at the pre-sale price. You want to get them for 50, 60 bucks at your LGS if they have them, right? So in terms of legendaries, the thing we can do here too, like even coming right out of the gate saying that all of these are probably going to be overpriced, it's still good to look at where people are putting them to kind of get a gauge at what the most popular legendaries might be, right? So we've got the Woody and Buzz at about 40 lowest listed, sales at 50. Mushu, these are both legendaries that draw cards, by the way. So I think legendaries that draw cards are going to be the best ones. Mushu has a market price of 40. Now they're listed at 28. So you can see why you never want to do FOMO, like buy right away. Like it's still pre-sale and people are already undercutting prices that people have sold at, right? The Mickey and Minnie, which I think is going to be a really fun deck that some people will play, around $30. Pocahontas and Miko, this is one that I'm going to want to get right now, lowest listed 24. The Christopher Robin, I think, is going to be popular. I don't know how good the Honey deck is going to be, but it's such a cool idea. And there's like a lot of really good art, and Winnie the Pooh's very popular. So I definitely think that Christopher Robin will have people looking for it. I just, once again, don't know how it's going to settle into the meta. And then some epics here of Peter Pan at about 30, Mulan at 30, the Horn King Legendary about 20 to 30, Mel and Lee at 24 to 30, Dash and Violet at about 15 lowest listed, did have a sale at 30, right? So all of these legendaries, so if we just want to evaluate what we're seeing on the legendaries, remember we just did a video where we looked at Wilds Unknown, and Dale is the most expensive legendary at $5, and he's very good, right? So this is a reason I would have a lot of caution, especially on buying legendaries at pre-release prices, is Woody and Buzz might be the most expensive one, and it might end up at $10, right? Now, where I think things should land is you should maybe have 2 to 3 legendaries in that $25 to $30 range, to me is realistic. But a lot of these legendaries are going to end up under $10. So you definitely don't want to be buying at these pre-release prices. I don't see anything here to me that looks like a deal. I think all of these are going to get a lot cheaper after release, right? And then we can get down. Definitely do not buy super rares, right? Like super rare Aladdin and Genie at $6 to $10. Sully's at $9 to $10. This Winnie and Piglet at, once again, people are just listing at like crazy prices, hoping that people will bite. And sure enough, someone bit on this Winnie the Pooh and Piglet at $10, right? Now, what you want to do when you're looking at pre-sales, like just take your experience of what other sets look like, where is the value? Most super rares are like under $1, right? Eleanor is like one of those outliers, right? Or like the 2-drop Pocahontas, like really insanely good playable super rares end up being about like $4 to $5 to $6. So why you'd be paying $10+ at these pre-sale prices is crazy, because even if these end up being like the best super rares ever, they're gonna top out at like $5, $6, $7, right? They're not going to be that crazy. So definitely do not be buying super rares out of this, right? So we'll just go one more page here and then we'll look at the Enchanteds, right? So like, yeah, there's Violet Power at 10, like she's not going to be that. Peter Pan, like there's definitely good super rares in this set, but yeah, they're all just like way overpriced. Like a lot of these cards are literally going to be cents, like they're going to be under $1. So just definitely don't be buying into that. Don't buy into the hype. Go to your actual pre-release. A lot of these are going to get pulled out of packs. People will trade you if you're willing to wait just a week. Because here's the thing. There doesn't need to be a rush to like get these cards, because you're just playing at locals right now. And you're not going to like truly need your deck ready until there's a set champs or some big event. And once again, you have plenty of time to wait. Let pre-release happen. Let launch happen. Wait at least one more week, then look at what the prices are, and then you should be good to go. A super rare, though, I do think you need to look at, I think this Mike Wazowski is going to be very good. So I would just keep your eye on him. I still wouldn't pre-order him at $8 to $10, but I think Mike Wazowski could be one of those like $4 to $5 to $6 cards. I think he's going to be a very good super rare that people are going to want to use. So just keep your eye on that. All right, so let's just take a look at some of these legendaries and, have there been sales? So here's Woody and Buzz being sold at 40. And if we look at the market here, yeah, people are buying at these crazy prices. I guarantee you. So like these sales, 50, 60, 40, these are like Dumbo prices. And Dumbo is like a very exceptional legendary, right? Like not many like base non-foil legendaries get to the price that Dumbo is at. And as popular as Woody and Buzz is, and the toy decks are going to be popular, I don't see this sticking at $40 to $50 to $60. I think at most, this is probably like a $30 card, but I see it settling more like probably 20 to 25, right? Pocahontas and Miko, I think this is going to be one that should be a cheaper legendary. It's a very specific type of deck that wants to run this, which is going to be my deck. So I'm hoping she's cheap. I'm hoping she ends up under $10 is where I think she'll land. But if we look at the market here, somebody bought one for 50. I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize for, if you think getting it at 50 is a deal and this is going to be a $50, $60, $70 card, like shout out to you for predicting that, but I don't think it's going to be that. Sales at 30s. I think this card, right now, there's a listing at 25, but I think this is going to be, I think at most it's a $15 card, but I think this is a $10 under legendary. And I wanted to look at Dash and Violet because this is also another legendary that draws cards, right? When they quest or challenge, you draw a card for each card under them. And if you can combo shift on this. So what this means is you can shift this on just the Violet, just the Dash, or a Violet and Dash. So if you shift on top of both of them, then every time this character quests or challenges, you draw 2 cards. Like this is going to be very good, but this one, there's already people listing at 15, which is way lower compared to other presale prices. And based on how undervalued the Mr. Incredible is, which is essentially a very similar effect, right? Like you challenge, you draw. Like, I think this is going to get very underlooked, and I think this is probably going to be like a $2 legendary on launch. And I'm picking this up because I am playing the Mr. Incredible deck, and I definitely want this in there. So I'm going to be picking these up, but I'm definitely not going to FOMO buy these at 15. I think it's probably going to be a $5 under legendary. And then if the deck actually takes off and people realize how good it is, I could see it shooting up to 15 plus. Like, I think this card actually probably deserves the $15 mark, but seeing that pre-sales are already there, it's definitely going to be less than that. Let's look at Enchanteds and Iconics, right? So these listings are insane. Peter Pan and Tinkerbell at 7. There was a sale at 5. Mickey and Minnie 650, but no sales. Carl and Russell 490, no sales. The Madrigal Family 245, no sales. Rapunzel and Flynn 1,000. Both of the Iconics, by the way, there's no listings and no sales data, so we don't know. Pocahontas and Miko 444, that's not realistic. Maleficent and Diablo for 2,000, that's not happening. Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Now, to me, if we're looking at just the Enchanted pool, I think Winnie the Pooh and Piglet is going to be the Chase Enchanted. I really do. And people are asking 2,400. I don't see that. So where I see this settling is I could see this on the Elsa Ice Artisan range. I could see this legitimately being $1,000 card, especially because of how the Pooh Honey Wizard out of Fable is done. That's like the biggest Enchanted out of Fabled, right? So I definitely think this is going to be the Chase Enchanted. If you pull one of these, kudos to you. I think you have a legit $1,000 plus card. The second one I think will probably be Woody and Buzz, just based on how popular the toy deck is. Toy Story 5 just came out. The Buzz Iconic has been crazy. I could see this one actually, so there's a listing at 1,000. I think this will be like a very high value Enchanted. I think maybe 500 to 600 is where this is going to settle. And then a lot of these other ones I think are going to fall in between. There's going to be a lot of Enchanteds in here, I think in the $200 to $400 range. A lot of these are very good popular characters. But like the Madrigal Family, I could see that being one that ends up being around the $100 mark. A lot of these Encanto Enchanteds have actually been some of the cheaper ones, right? Isabella, there's the spell that Isabella is on. Both of those have been like under $100 even after all of the spikes, right? There's another one out of Wilds Unknown that I think is a Madrigal Family-ish type card that is also under $100. So I think this one could also be there. I think this is probably like the coolest Enchanted though. So maybe this will end up at 120 to 150, right? Some of these it'll be hard to tell because it'll be based more on like how played they are, how popular the character is, right? Somebody's got the Scar listed at 20 grand. That's definitely not happening. That's definitely a meme post right there. But the Scar is very cool, very good art. The Darkwing and Launchpad, for me, this is a good sign because Darkwing Duck is like one of my favorite Disney franchises. And I'm collecting every Darkwing card, and I currently have all of the current Darkwing Enchanteds. This is definitely a chase for me. The fact that it's pre-selling at $288 tells me that this could be like a $100, maybe $125. So my goal is going to be to get this as close to $100 as I can. I'm probably going to be picking that up, right? So because there's not very many sales here, I want to see what sales have actually happened on eBay. So let's see what people are paying on eBay. So somebody bought Scar and Pocahontas Miko for $800. So they basically paid $400 a piece. Somebody bought the Rapunzel and Flynn for $800. I don't think that's going to stick. Oh my God. $800 for Rapunzel and Flynn. Like, guys, do not FOMO buy. Here's a Woody and Buzz that did sell for $1,000. I would say if there ever was a chance for a set to have two $1,000 Enchanteds, I think this set could be like, this wouldn't surprise me if this actually did get to $1,000. I'm thinking right now more maybe $500, $600, $700, but we'll see where it lands. I think Rapunzel and Flynn is not going to be a $700 card. No way. The Scar I think is very cool. I see it being more maybe $250, $300. Somebody bought at $570. This Sully and Boo sold for $700. Another Woody and Buzz went for $1,000. My recommendation, guys, by the way, if you go to your pre-release and you pull in Enchanted and you don't want it, you should sell it right away because you are going to get a very high price off the gate if you can do it during pre-sale. So on TCG Player, you won't be able to do it. But what I recommend you guys do is if you pull a big time Enchanted, I would get it on eBay like as soon as possible. try to overcharge it, and somebody will probably buy. Somebody got a Darkwing Launchpad for 300. I think it's definitely going to be less than that. The Mickey and Minnie at 850. This one's also intriguing, because of, you know, Mickey and Minnie are big characters, right? So, I mean, man, you got the Woody Buzz, you got the Mickey Minnie, and you've got the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. I mean, those are all going to be pretty big Enchanteds. I still think 850 is probably high on this. Because here's the thing, not every Mickey and Minnie Enchanted has been money, right? Like the set 1 green Mickey is, I think it's still under $200. Like just because it's Mickey doesn't mean it's necessarily money. So we will see. I'll be curious on this one because I think it is going to be a playable deck. The Violet and Dash at 420, I think they overpaid there. Madrigal Family, they already overpaid because you can get it less on TCG Player already. Here, somebody got a Japanese launch pad in Darkwing. I hope the buyer didn't think they're getting an English one. They got a Japanese for 160. Dude, I don't know, man. The Tinkerbell Peter Pan for 1,000? People are valuing that card really high. I don't know that it's gonna be that. Here's the thing. This is our first time getting like these these tag team cards. I could be completely wrong, and like tag teams could just be like all insane. I don't know. But just based off of like experience of looking at other sets, even after the boom, there shouldn't be that many cards above $500. Like there should not be this many Enchanteds above. This could be a Wilds Unknown situation where it gets scalped a ton and all of the high-end stuff is worth a ton, and then maybe the legendaries are all super cheap. I mean, it could happen. We'll see. 350 on the Madrigal Family went a couple times. A Pocahontas for 350. 500 on a Carl Fredrickson. 1,400 for Woody and Buzz. The Maleficent Diablo, people are thinking that's going to be a big one, huh? 1,250? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be over 1,000. I think a lot of these are just overpriced, guys. So here's what I'm going to say. Please do not shop with FOMO on the set. I know it's going to be scalped. There's going to be a lot of people getting it, but there's going to be a ton of product opened. Please give it a week and a half to 2 weeks after actual release, not after the pre-release. So like the day actual release comes and like regular stores can sell it, wait a week past that. Then let's see where the market is. That's when I would be picking up cards. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of Attack of the Vine. Let me know if you're going to be going this weekend or if you're at a pre-release event this weekend. Also, guys, I did update. So I have a Discord. So I did post the description of the link to my Discord is in the description of all my videos now. So if you'd like to join my Discord to have further Lorcana discussion, I'm going to have a Market Watch channel in there where people can suggest cards and maybe let me know of some shifts in the market that I can cover on the channel. My Discord already has like over 500 people in it, but that's from my other YouTube channel. So like so a lot of the people in there aren't Lorcana people yet, but I would like to get some Lorcana people in there, and I already updated it, made all my channels and everything. So if you guys want to jump in and join my Discord, I think that would be awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys all on the next one.